Welcome back to a special edition of How Do I Do This Anyways? Today is an Automata edition where we're going to put work planes through these holes so that way we can constrain them or constrain items to them and they won't move around. So, what you should end up with is an axis through each hole and then a work plane going through that axis but perpendicular to the surface. A lot of times people are putting work planes on there and they're just kind of clicking and dragging them parallel, and then they're not working for later constraints. This is how you would properly do it. So first thing I'm going to do is show you how the work plane is just going through this part. That's because it's in the part view. It is not in the assembly view. A work plane that's in the assembly view goes through the entire assembly, like how this one is currently going from top all the way to bottom when I set that. Don't set that plane. Now, to get to our part, I'm going to go ahead and double click the top. And now I'm going to click my axis tool because I want to set an axis at each of these centers of these holes. It looks like there's an axis already there, but just make sure that it's there. Make sure that it's actually prevalent. And most importantly, make sure you can actually hover over it and click on it. Because like right here, I can't click on that, but there I can click. So grab the axis tool, click it. Life is good. Now what I need to do is just go ahead and click the plane, just right there. And now I click the axis. Then I'm going to click the surface that I want to put an angle constraint to. I want it to be 90 degrees because I want it to be perpendicular. So go ahead and do that. Do the same thing with the next one. Select the surface, tell it the angle. All right, so now I've got my three work planes here, and I also need to make sure that I have a mid plane here. Now, some of you have already placed a mid plane across here. Project that geometry out. But if you haven't already placed a mid plane or a midline along there, then go ahead and do that. So I'm going to click my plane tool again, click it, and then click it. Now, I should see that all of my axes line up perfectly with that. If they are a little bit off, that's going to throw off your constraints later. So now I'm going to return, and I've got those work planes, and they're only going through that part, which is exactly what I want. Now I need to do that on the side because I need a plane on this side in order to do an angle constraint later. So click in there, and that gives me my axis. And now I want to click and make my plane again. And I want a horizontal plane. So I'm going to click that surface and tell it I want it 90 degrees again and click OK. And notice how it popped up on the other side? That's because I've used this part twice in this assembly. Okay, so that's how you get all of the work planes that you need for your Automata box in order to drive your, or to constrain all your pieces in and to drive your motion. So hopefully this helped you out. If you have any questions, let me know.